an abstract version of flashcards. So okay, let's funnel all these little programs down and create video cards, right? That's short for video flashcards, and it makes producing this video a little easier. I don't gotta be saying that long title so often, right? Yeah, and I'll begin by mentioning that the software you use to create the flashcards is really not as important as how you get the content from the flashcards onto your video or your media mobile device. That's what's really important here, because you can go ahead and use any program to create some kind of content which will allow you to have a screen capture tool and capture what's on the screen. So whether it's Word, say Mind Manager, for instance, it's just a matter of placing the content on the screen, recording it, and then transferring it to your mobile device. Okay, so keeping that in mind, let's get back to what's at hand. Here I'm just navigating through a textbook, created with the Optic book, of course, and simulating that I'm about to take an exam, maybe after this weekend, and I need to prepare myself, so I'm going to create some flashcards. And I'm going to go about just cutting and pasting right from the textbook. Here, there's already a tool, Snapshot, in Adobe Acrobat. It's also in Adobe Reader. So here, I have the textbook. I found a formula, and hey, I think it's important, right? Maybe for the upcoming exam. So let's go ahead and do the proverbial cut and paste. And it so happens that this formula has a nice little figure right next to it, and this figure helps you try to put two and two together, how we come up with the formula. I guess the content is not really that important here when it comes to, I could be talking about art, you name it, some kind of chemistry formula. Oh, what I'm trying to get across is if adding a picture with the formula, or adding a picture to some kind of definition, if that helps you remember or be more productive while studying, then go ahead and do that. As you can see, here's a couple of examples. This flashcard set was already made. It came with the software itself. I downloaded it from Microsoft. But yeah, so again, there's different flashcards you can make, and once you've created your set, what you want to do is get ready to start recording. And here I'll go ahead and move this window right to the center. No particular reason, but I'll just make my recording a little bit easier. And I'll go ahead and start up Camtasia Studio now. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Here we go. If you've never used Camtasia Studio, no biggie. There's wizards that get you from start to finish. They're very thorough. Here I have the options of choosing what kind of project I want to start, what part of the screen I want to record. I'll be recording just the portion that contains the content on the flashcard. I'd record the entire window, but I think even that's a little bit too much. The more you can focus in on your primary content, then the better, because the larger that image will show up on your mobile, right? I hate saying that, mobile media device. Yeah, something like that. But okay, you know what? This leads me to the part of the audio. The audio is great. I think in reality, I could just name this whole video audio flashcards, because it's the audio that I prefer using. If I sit down and I need to read a book, say for math, and I really don't have time to understand much, because it might only be 10 pages for my assignment, but I know at most I'll understand 1 or 2 pages worth. So instead of sitting there and wasting an hour or two and not learning much, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, or what I could do, is just read out loud and record what's going on. And this way, when I jump into my car, I'll have produced an um, audio video version of my textbook. And I don't necessarily have to be looking at it, because since there's an audio track, I can just be listening to what's going on or what I read off that textbook, and that'll make me, yeah, a little more prepared for lecture. While I've been blabbing away, you've probably been seeing that all I did was record the flashcards that were already in the on the screen, and I had already set up the recording rectangle to cover that area. And here's another example of capturing flashcards. In Journal, I went in and just created a couple of rectangles, and they just serve as frames where I can paste the same information I was pasting in the ink flashcards. Well, here I'm pasting it into Journal within these frames. And of course, this capture rectangle, I could have made it smaller, but to save time, no worries. I won't be flipping this time around, correct? What I will be doing is scrolling up and down. Gives for a little elevator feel to the flashcards. Hopefully you don't get dizzy, but for me, I actually prefer it over the normal click and produces a new screen type deal with your flashcards. But okay, that covers the simple recording of the flashcards, whether they're in a specific flashcard software or something as abstract as Journal. Here's where, again, you can use your preferred software. If you rather use Mind Manager and just click away from one topic to the next, well, you can record that also on the screen. And there's different tools in Camtasia where you can have your cursor be followed by the capture rectangle, and instead of it just being static and not moving. Alright, so here we are. I'm just going to save the file. It's more of a rough draft because this gets put into Camtasia in editing timeline, and from there you can go ahead, chop away pieces that you'd rather not be on your video, or video flashcards for that matter. And you'll see that coming up right now. TikTok, there we go. Okay, just to show you how easy it is to edit, I'll go ahead and cut out the ends of the timeline. No biggie, right? Just select and cut. Sweet. Alright, so say you went through your flashcards and you really didn't have to do any editing because all you want them ready so that you can start reviewing them. And go ahead and start up production. Here you can see there's already some preset settings, and that makes life a lot easier because here you have the option of creating an iPod file, right? So you can see with your iPod. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll also attach the audio file so that if we want to put that audio file onto a CD, right, and pop in your car stereo while you're on your way to work, stuck in traffic, while on your way to work, or maybe school, right? Even better. We'll call this file exam review since we did simulate we were gonna go through preparation for our exam. And I would sit here and go through this whole rendering process, but we don't have time for that. It actually took longer than what I thought, but it doesn't matter. A little cut and paste, and we're pretty much done. And now you can enjoy my signature series iPod and check out the video we just produced, or video flashcards we finished producing. Sweet. Thanks for listening and viewing.